So when we're talking about branding, and the way I'll be talking about it today, we're constantly looking for themes, and we're looking for finding what is your consistent message. And when we think about the message, what is even the message? What are you conveying? So for each of you to start thinking about, like, is it, where am I communicating message? And message is everything from language to vision to your products, but we'll look at that a little bit more carefully. And then the value is, again, back to what are you giving to the world? What are you offering? And then the distinguish piece, and that's what we're really going to be looking at, is like, how are you different? Branding, it comes out into everything we do. So we have your product, we have your social media, you have your logo, your name, your photos, your office, the client experience, the colors, the website, your employees, the whole experience, that is your branding. But what is the one common thread that we have here?
It's yours.
Right. Everything relates to you. Now, how many of you are the face of your company? How many of you are the owner, founder of your company? So like everybody here. Well, okay, perfect. So this is you. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just really interested in legacy here, and I'm interested in your long-term success. Sometimes that means taking risks and doing things that might make you perhaps a little bit more unpopular in the moment, but long-term much more popular, because you're making a statement. And I think that's the thing that people forget about, because we get so caught up in the present of pleasing everybody and or making that paycheck, and then we're, like, you're sort of getting ahead like minute by minute, but not by actual meaningful strides. You are such powerful creators, but because you have so much influence and so much energy coming at you constantly, that it's very easy to give up your power, and it's very easy to see yourself not as powerful, but at the whims of everyone else. And so I'm here to declare that you are all very powerful, and you have all the tools and everything you need right now. But there's one thing we all need to know before we can access those tools. Who are you? And so I love the picture of the Alice in Wonderland's the little worm, because I think about that all the time. When she comes across the worm and he's like, who are you? But it is the essential question. Who are you? Because if we're going to brand, we have to know who we're branding. Don't be afraid to polarize, too. So that's another piece of branding. It's like when we're talking about expressing ourselves, that means actually putting something out there that maybe is controversial. Maybe it's not what everyone will like, but those who like it will love it. And I couldn't not talk about personal branding without the queen of personal branding, Madonna. Because again, when any of you think of Madonna, what do you think of? This.
So many things.
Right, I know. But when you think, maybe one of the first images that come to mind, is it not this Jean-Paul Gaultier amazingness? And the thing about it is, when you talk about personal branding, this is not her doing sort of a, like, what do you want to go, flash in the pan sort of media stint. This was real. If you think about what Madonna stood for and stands for, she was a pioneer when it came to sex and expression and putting herself out there as a powerful woman. I call it the Sharon Stone factor, which is like, yes, I love sex, and yes, I'm still powerful, and I define what sex is for me. And so if you call this as her personal brand, that's awesome, because that's totally in alignment with who she was. And so, when I use examples like this, it's not that I'm telling you to go wear a cone bra, for sure. Although maybe for some of you that would be right. I don't know. But it's about being authentic, and that was authentic for her. For example, someone sent me a video with Paris Hilton the other day, and I was reminded, oh, right, Paris Hilton. Yeah, she used to be the Kardashians, and her sister, and what was happening there. And now I feel like she's doing a rebranding, or not a rebranding, but we're trying to remind people, hey, I'm still here. And yeah, so I really, and here, I want to say something. I'm not here to judge anyone. I actually am the first to say I'm not going to judge Kim Kardashian. I may not choose to like it. I may not think that it contributes to culture in any sense, but I am the last to bash right now, and actually I just say this in any woman at all, because that's not helpful in the bigger scheme of what is happening in our world. So whatever any woman is doing to get ahead, may she be blessed, and may she have lots of success. And that may not be your path. So just finding what's true for you. So branding plus style, your unique signature on everything you touch. Now I had to put Iris Apfel here because, I mean, my God, isn't she fabulous? And she has really created, by being so her and so perfectly, fabulously, outrageously herself, she's created a mega brand around that. And I don't imagine it was intentional, like she was sitting around, oh, let me just be as like crazy and wild, and that's gonna actually have my reputation like blow up in the stratosphere. No, I think she was just honestly being herself. But it happened to work out into her favor. I mean, now she has products that she has her name along. She's a Kate Spade face, one of the many faces of Kate Spade. She's just everywhere, and people want to follow her. And so part of what we're looking at here is how can we, each of us, really create an image that is worth following. Actually, by thinking about your image, it's actually unleashing creative force and creative flow. That people forget that our bodies, we're covered in skin, the biggest organ of our bodies. What we put on it matters. How we feel and things matter. You could think about it in the military. Do you think a military person's going to wear a bunny suit to go fight a war? Probably not, because they're not going to be in the mood. So now, feel into these words. These are your what we're calling your branding values. So perseverant, fun-loving, beautiful, vulnerable, and intelligent. Yeah. Okay. That's scary. Like my brand scares me. Because if Cleopatra speaks to you, that's a powerful architect. That's a queen architecture. And so how can we let that live in you right now? Like if you were going to own Cleopatra in this moment, and you don't have to do anything, but just hold it in your heart. Okay. Just feel into it. How does that actually feel in your body? But did you even see that? Did you even see there was like a tiny shift in her face? Like all of a sudden she became more present and there was almost like a focus. It was very subtle.
Stillness.
Yeah. So next I'm going to give you a little case study of someone who worked with me. So this is Kristen. This was the original photos in her old website. So she was wanting to attract a whole new level of clientele. This was her old website. It's pretty, it's cute. Certain people are going to be really attracted to this, but she was not liking who was being attracted to this. So she was ready for a shift. And then we came up with her brand values, which were elegant, sophisticated, classic, and French. And these were some inspirations. I work a lot with Pinterest. I highly recommend you use that. It's a wonderful place to see your visions or how you feel then in the visual form. And there's a new website. So if you remember from the previous to this, it's just a very different experience, a very different clientele, a very different world is going to be attracted to this, and that's good. Our image it's not just an image, it's our soul, expressing ourselves through our body. And so the more that we can learn to love and appreciate and explore who that is, that's why I kept going back to, you will perform better, you will be better, life will be better, the more you allow who you are to be you and to come through. But it does take courage and it takes bravery, and so I'm saying this sort of like, go out there, be expressed, just do it. It's hard. It's not like, oh, because if we were so easy, we'd all be doing it, right? What is your mission? Your outfit can propel you to complete your mission. Sometimes I feel, especially in our culture, we often sort of poo-poo perhaps our own inclinations for greatness because we think, well, who am I? Or, am I really going to make a difference? Or, why even try to be the best at anything? Because I'll never be Che, right? Well, I don't think he knew he was going to be Che either. And so for us to each of us really take the moment to go, how can I dare to be the best of whatever it is that I'm doing? And that said, have vision. I mean, look at the way his eyes are piercing the sky. That's vision. It's like he's a man on a mission. And I believe that we're all on a mission. We're all very, he was exceptionally special, but each and every one of you are also exceptionally special. And so how is it that you can have, channel that same vision and execute it to the same degree of excellence that he did?